Pokemon Legends ZA released October 16th, and as of now, it's been about a week, so I just wanted to kind of give like first week impressions. I did it for Mario Kart World, and I missed the cutoff for Donkey Kong Bonanza for whatever reason. But yeah, I figured, might as well because I have thoughts right now. They may change at the end of the game, but it's cool to record my initial thoughts and then my host thoughts, I guess. I'm bad with words. If you watch a lot of my videos, you'll see. But starting off with the first impressions, the game has a very rough first impression because going into it before you even start playing it, the game looks very not unfinished. Like graphically, it is very underwhelming. The battle system is completely new, which could be good, could not be good. If you are a fan of the anime or Pokemon Adventures, the manga, you'll probably enjoy this. If you are, there's still a chance that you won't, but it doesn't look like it's for everybody. And the entire game takes place within one city. Granted, it's a big city, but it is still an isolated location. You're not able to explore the rest of the region like you are in other Pokemon games or even Legends Arceus, which was all of Hisui. So, actually playing the game, how is it? It's good. It runs good, which was a pleasant surprise after the way Scarlet and Violet launched. And I'm playing the Switch 2 version, not the Switch 1, so I was kind of expecting it to run good. From what I hear, the Switch 1 version runs pretty good as well. Just a few slight frame dips and like pop-ins, but not anything that's as intrusive as Scarlet and Violet was. And so yeah, that's in terms of performance. The graphics actually playing the game. Character models are good. Pokemon are good. They up the saturation. You've probably already seen this. They up the saturation on everything, so the Pokemon actually look like they're 2D sprites now. That's great. The buildings, this thing everyone keeps harping on. The buildings do look rough. Specifically when you're up close. There's a few times while playing the game that when I'm up close and personal with it, it is kind of distracting not having any real detail there. However, when you're actually playing the game, when you're doing stuff, it's not an issue. Not really. Because, you're not looking at the buildings, you're looking at what's in front of you, you're looking at the Pokemon you're battling, you're trying to find whatever side quest it is that you're trying to do. It's the last thing on your mind when you're playing the game is these buildings look weirdly flat. I will say though that it is weird that some buildings do have not textured, but like 3D sides. Like there are a handful of buildings that I've seen that do have like 3D balconies that pop off a little bit, but it's not by much. Let me see, all like the foliage and stuff looks pretty good too. I haven't really paid much attention to it just because whenever I'm like actively in the grass, I'm usually trying not to get my ass handed to me by a wild Pokemon. But let's see. Another thing is that the textures are pretty good. It just kind of depends on where you're at. There's a section in the game. I don't know if this is spoiler, so I'm just gonna say spoiler warning for this section. I'll put a timestamp up when I'm done talking about this little segment. But in the sewers look really good. It's clear that they took their time at least developing down here, because even though like the wall geometry is flat, there is no like textured not textured but individually modeled bricks. The textures still reflect light. Is that the right when you move the camera around, the light kind of moves with it, and it makes it look like the bricks are indeed 3D modeled rather than a flat plane. But if you turn the camera, no, it's just, you can tell it's just a flat surface, and that was pleasantly surprising, you know, having it look really good. But then again, like I mentioned, and this is probably just a me thing, but when I'm actively playing a video game, the graphics aren't gonna make that much of a difference, because I kind of had to stop and look to appreciate the textures in the sewers. And you know, that's kind of the same thing with buildings. I had to be up close and personal with it in order to actually kind of bother me a little bit. That's not to say that Pokemon games can't look better. They absolutely could. It's just, you know, right now, this is what we're getting. And is it the best? No. In my personal opinion, it's not really distracting. Like I mentioned, it's only when it's up close and personal. But, you know, textures of the buildings are the things that people are latching onto to criticize the game about. So, you know, it kind of needs a little bit more attention than other things. The gameplay. So the new battle system is actually really, really fun. It's a lot faster because, you know, you're not having to, like, you don't get the time to sit there and choose your move. You kind of have to, you only have like a split second to make your decision before the other Pokemon attacks. And the actual main game versus online battles are pretty different, because in online battles, you know, you don't have like that predictability. You can kind of cheese the in-game battles by either like toxic stalling or just running around waiting for it to die or whatever. In online battles, you can't really do that because, you know, the other person is able to kind of piece together what you're trying to do depending on what you're doing. But either way, they're a lot more fast-paced, and I think the way that the speed stat was reworked is that it changes the recovery rate of moves. So normally I think like the base, like for example Aqua Jet, that's one I have on my Feraligatr, it has a 3-second recovery, but the faster you are, the faster the recovery is. So that's gonna be, you know, a 3-second as like a base, and then it's gonna adjust it for whatever. At least that's what it sounds like. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't figured it out quite yet. But I really like this new battle system. I would not mind if the main games adopted it into their own formula. I don't see that happening, which in my opinion is a shame. But if it just stays in the Legends games, I hope it is improved upon, because it is. I do have some gripes with it. Well, not gripes, I just kind of have like a few things that I wish were a little improved. The lock-on system is kind of janky, so when you're trying to use a move and the lock-on doesn't work, or it's not consistent, then you can't you can't use moves, or if there's multiple opponents and or field hazards like rocks or vines or whatever, it's not hard to swap between them, but it does require a lot more of an intentional movement rather than like a quick snap. Because I'm not sure, I don't want to compare it to other games because I don't know, like, I don't want to get a comparison wrong, but for the lock-on, you hit the left trigger and then you move the right stick. But it's not like you can't just flick it. You kind of have to you have to commit a full stick tilt in order for your character, the Pokemon, to lock on to a different target. And it doesn't slow battles down, but it just kind of makes it annoying, because then you end up tanking hits that you could have avoided if you just hit the right opponent or, actually locked on at all. But overall, like I said, I really do like this new battle system a lot more than the turn-based of the main series, or that the main series has used up till now. And lastly is the map. A lot of people were also complaining, not complaining, but they had, I would say this is a valid concern going into the game, because up until now, Pokemon games have always been open, so to speak. You've had the entire region at your fingertips, so to speak. Whereas this is the first time that we've been stuck in a location. In previous games, we've had the entire region basically at our fingertips, but this is the first time we've been stuck or confined to a single city. And if we're just going off of like previous Pokemon games, yeah, that's a valid concern, because a lot of cities, even like the really big ones, haven't been very condensed, for lack of better words. Like there's still plenty to do, but not enough to fill an entire game. But for here, and I didn't play X or Y, so I don't know how scaled up or down it is compared to its first iteration. But there's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of shop. Well, I mean, I kind of wish there was more shops, but there's a lot of cafes, a lot of clothing stores, and plenty of side quests to do. So there's always something to do around pretty much any corner. And what else? The construction sites, they don't really do much. They don't really do much, but there is an item that you can pick up that if you collect enough, they can give, I guess, stat boosts, for lack of better words, for different things across the game. So yeah, that's a cool addition. But overall, yeah, it's a fun game. Could be improved in a lot of ways, but this is just my first week impressions, so we'll see how the rest of the game plays out. I have no idea how I completely forgot to mention this. The music, as always, is amazing.